I've got the jankiest setup ever right now. As you can tell, my angles are crazy. I'm not at the house I'm usually at permanently. We're basically at a vacation home. So I've got my mic set up here on a table, my laptop in my lap, and me looking down at you. And I figured this would be the perfect time for me to show you my workflow as far as coding and software engineering. It includes AI because that's what we're doing right now. Everybody is trying to learn how to lock in their workflows. So I figured I would show you guys how I code nowadays, and we're going to get right into that. So, uh, my terminal of choice on a Windows machine, which works interchangeably between Mac, Windows, and Linux, is Westterm. And I really, really, really like Westterm. It allows you to have enough extensibility to be in charge of exactly what you want your terminal to look like, how you want your key bindings, and how you want it to function in general. And it doesn't change across platforms, so you can take your config and take it anywhere, and it works great. So I'm just gonna go into here and let me just check my directories. I'm using PowerShell inside of Westterm. You can set this to anything that you like. If you like using WSL or any other kind of terminal, you can set that inside of Westterm to be your default terminal. Mine is set to PowerShell because I like that on Windows. And I'll go into the project that I'm working on currently, which is called Fitness Map, and do NVim Fitness Map. I'm using, earlier this year after I got laid off, I said, you know what? I'm going to invest in my productivity to learn Vim motions. So I learned them, and they have completely changed my life as far as coding. It's fun for one, and two, I don't have to ever let my hands leave the keyboard. So I'm able to do things more quickly. And as far as AI development goes, I'm able to be even more productive than using GUIs or GUIs to user interfaces to navigate across windows and things like that. It's a lot less efficient. It allows me to feel really, really powerful. And I would suggest that you guys invest your time into learning Vim motions and learning NeoVim. So if we go into my project here, as you can see, I have Tree Sitter set up, which I don't know if that's actually still being used. I heard some fuss about that not being supported anymore, but it's still working for me, so that's okay. And what I'll do is I'll open up with Control Shift T. I'll open up two other tabs, and then typically I have three tabs open. I can do a Control Tab to go through all of those. So we'll go here to CD into Fitness Map, which is my project that I mentioned in the community tab called GridBlip, so the activity tracking kind of application. And I got to go into the front end and do an npm run dev. This is just to crank up the local Vite server, or the server on my machine that Vite will spin up. And we should be able to access it here if it loads up, which it does. We're at the login screen now. So we're able to do work here. And then on my other tab here, my second tab I like to boot up, we can do, I really need some autocomplete on this terminal. I forgot I don't have that enabled. I need to do a Claude to run Claude CLI. And this is pretty much my setup. I have my server here. I have just my project, base level project folder open so I can navigate here and look at things manually if I need to sometimes, which I do often have to. I do usually have another terminal open just to run commands. I can just check my git status here, or git branch, just check which branch I'm on. I'm on main now, so I might want to switch to dev, git branch. All right, we're on dev. So this is typically my setup as far as my terminal goes. And then just to give you guys a little preview in case you're not familiar with Vim or Vim motions, I can go into, let's just go into a folder that I know here. Let's go into like the heart of my app inside the grid, contribution grid. So as you can see here, as I scroll down, I have relative line numbers. So I am currently on line 16, but if I need to jump down to say where it says today logged, I can do a 10J and I'm right there. To start at the beginning of a word, I can press W and I'm at the start, and to go to the end, I press E. I can back up with B, navigate with my J and K. So J goes down and K goes up. L goes to the right and H goes to the left. I can do a simple, say I don't want today's string right here. If I press DD, I can delete that completely. And if I press U, I can undo that. So those are some basic commands. This gets a lot more crazy and deep, but that's how I generally navigate if I'm manually having to work with anything here. Let's move on to, I'll go back here to explain a couple things. I press Control N to pull up my tree setter here. And something that's really helped me is having Claude manage a to-do.md. I told it to create this MD because Claude has a built-in task feature will keep in-session tasks and remind you what you have to do, but it won't keep anything in long-term memory. And oftentimes when you try to make a task list long-term memory, it doesn't reference it properly. So at the base level of my project, I just put a to-do.md and have it manage my to-dos here. And as you can see here, it says remove local storage is one of my tasks, as well as generalize link previews here. What I like to do with Claude is I'll say, as soon as I log in for the day, I'll be like, tell me what my to-dos are that are outstanding. Then I'm going to prompt Claude here, and it should just bring up exactly what I have in my to-do.md. And there you go. Remove local storage is one, generalize link previews. From here, I like to do it. It's easy to view just from the other tab if I want to get a quick view. But here I like to update my to-dos or manage them if I need to make changes. It's easier to let Claude make more elegant changes if I just direct it to tell exactly what I want it to do. And that's been working great for me. Using MDs in general has been something that's improved my development skills as far as with AI goes. So I'll show you another section which I have. It's called Docs. And in here, I will keep any features that I want to build, and I will scaffold out exactly how I want to build those. If I press capital G, I can go to the bottom. If I do GG, lowercase, I go to the top. This is where I manage one of my features so that it can have some good context instead of going in blind. And then I have a security folder in which I keep up with how to keep my security locked down and have some good context on what we've already done as far as making my app secure and how to update it further. So MDs have been a life changer. Use them to help give your AI context, because with context, you're going to have great results, especially if you are a seasoned developer like me, who was manually coding before using AI. It's really helpful to give it some good context there. And the last thing I'll show you that I've been using is if I can do a /agents. I've been using a few agents recently. If we see here, we have a Codebase Explorer, which I have do exploration of the code base if I'm looking for something in particular, like a variable that I can't find, or a function. This agent will go through and find exactly what I need when I describe it, and it continuously will learn, and I continuously update it so that it knows how to traverse the project structure better. Oftentimes I will feed it actual directories. I'll type them out if I'm needing to reference something, and then it'll learn it better, and then it'll learn the project structure better because I'm giving it little hints. I have a menial task executor, which will take care of things like variable renaming or file renaming, or copying structures that are similar that need to be re-implemented in another file, pasting them and redoing them. Menial task, this is like the grunt. And then the security auditor, which goes through and makes sure that there are no weaknesses in my app, and if there are, that we address them. So that's my little setup. And I hope you enjoyed this and got a little bit of insight on how you want to uh, run your setup. I'm looking forward to using Tmux and dual booting Linux and kind of making this more streamlined. But for now, I'm going to let you go. Peace out.